Well, greetings, dear viewer. Once again, a cameo by Bertil. Bertil is a baby, but he is still here as my uh, co-conspirator, if you will. So, very well, big welcome to this video. Please watch until the end. Uh, so, enjoy, like, and share. So today we have a very exceptional piece of brewing. It's a beer called Singularity, which is from a an Estonian craft brewery named Lehe. Um, I will I must say that one of the best imperial stouts that I've ever had the opportunity to taste are from Estonia. There are, of course, some Swedish imperial stouts as well, maybe one or two Finnish imperial stouts that I have really enjoyed. But this is from, I think, the smallest brewery that I've smallest brewery from whom I've had beers on this channel as of yet. So this beer, Singularity, it's 18% alcohol, so it's the strongest beer again that I've had on my channel. So it's an imperial stout, and it's barrel aged. Barrel aged means that after the brewing itself is finished, it's the beer is then poured into a barrel. For example, cognac or sherry or whiskey barrel, or red wine. For example, I had the Pinot Noir, the red wine barrel aged beer quite recently on this channel. Excellent. In these, the beer is then aged in these barrels from anywhere from 1 to 5 years, I think, is the most that I've heard of. So, what is Imperial Stout? Well, that's what we'll explore next. So, Stout is a dark, top fermented beer with a number of variations, including but not limited to dry stout, oatmeal stout, milk stout, and imperial stout. And this Singularity is the of the imperial stout variant. Now, the first time that there is a record of the word stout used for beer is in a document called Egerton manuscripts that have been dated to 1677, and in these manuscripts the stout referred to the strength of the beer. Then later in 1721, porter was first used to describe a dark brown beer, and this was named as such because of the huge popularity within the porters, the port workers in London and elsewhere in Britain, and the brewers made them in variety of strengths, and the stronger beers, typically 7 or 8% alcohol by volume, or ABV. You'll see the abbreviation ABV in many places, and that stands for alcohol by volume. So that means that the history and development of stout and porter are in many ways intertwined, and the term stout has become firmly associated with dark beer rather than just strong beer. And one of the most famous, most know or have heard of Guinness. Guinness is a world famous example of an excellent, very, very good, excellent stout. So, Imperial Stout is also known uh, as Russian Imperial Stout. It's a very strong dark beer in the style of stout that was brewed in the 18th century by Thrale's Anka Brewery in London for the exportation to the court of Catherine II of Russia, or Catherine the Great. In 1781, the brewery changed ownership, and the beer became known as Barclay Perkins Imperial Brown Stout, and it was shipped to Russia by Albert von Lecoq, who was then who had been awarded a Russian royal warrant, which entitled him to use the name Imperial. And Mr. Albert von Lecoq has his own brewery, of course. He's Estonian, and there's still the A. Lecoq brewery is still manufacturing beer in Estonia to this day, so it's been going on for centuries. So, Imperial Stout or Russian Imperial Stout is typically um, that was in the 1800s, the alcohol content was around 10% ABV, and this has remained a pretty standard to be around say 7 to 13%. So hovering thereabouts. However, this Singularity beer is a very much stronger than that. So the bottle looks like this: Singularity Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. It's contains barley and wheat malt, so it's mixed malts, which is not unusual or unheard of in any way for stouts, especially imperial stouts. Um, so it's 18%, as I said. It's quite strong, strong. So, and it says, as you saw in the intro, there is a text um, on the bottle. The bottle there is the text. It doesn't focus, but it says, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. Revelations 21, chapter 21, verse 6. So this is very promising, quite frankly. And anyway, this is an amazing bottle in it as well. It's really strong. Uh, so imperial stouts in general have a high alcohol content, usually um, hovering, as I said, 7 to 13%, and it's among the and darkest available beer styles, and it's also a very diverse beer style, in the sense that there are various uh, variants of it. Uh, for example, American interpretations of the style often includes ingredients such as vanilla beans, chili powder, maple syrup, coffee, and marshmallows. And I have yet to make a video about a very exceptionally strange barrel aged beer that I have in my cabinet that will be um, coming up on my channel at some point. I don't know when, but it's really, really strange. It's Estonian. So many, as I said, many, these are bar barrel aged in, for example, cognac, sherry, or bourbon barrels, for an additional uh, layer of flavor, and it really does give that. And I've also encountered coffee flavored imperial stout from Sweden and an Estonian variant that I tasted in Tallinn when I visited Tallinn some months ago around Easter. Had chili in it, and it's really tasted through. It was really spicy, or it was really in the sense of really spicy in the sense of the spiciness that chili brings, and that's in no bad way at all. It's just weird. Okay, I have now opened the bottle using my my uh, Rirakuma bottle opener that I usually use to open all my beer bottles. Now it's it's just black. Often imperial stouts are black, but not this black. It's often it's brownish, dark brownish black, and you can see some light through them. But in this one, you cannot. So uh, let's get the tasting um, and smell. Smell is coffee. It gives hints of coffee, perhaps. And then the um, the barley malt also comes strong. Wow. And this is an explosion of taste in my mouth. It's coffee. It's it's coffee. It's plum. It's somewhat sweet. It comes from coffee, and then there's the slight burn in the sense, you something that you get from when you take a sip of, say, whiskey or cognac. This is more like the mouth mouth feel that when you get the slight burn that you get from cognac, from good cognac. It is so strong, and this is, mind you, 18% ABV. So this is really good and really, really strong. The strongest beer I have ever encountered and ever tasted. Mm. Very good. Very good. So, as I would give this beer 10 out of 10. Possibly, well, it's one of the best beers I have ever tasted in my entire life, and I have to give it a 10 out of 10. It's really, really super good. Really good. I highly recommend. It's Infinity uh, by by Estonian craft brewery Lehe. That's Lima. That's Lehe. So, cheers. Thank you very, very much for joining us today and watching this video until the end. This is Bertil with me, Heidi. I hope you did enjoy and liked this video. Share, like, and subscribe unless you haven't done so already. Now, bye bye, and until the next time.